In Kenya's Lake Region Economic Bloc, life flows with Lake Victoria. However, the rhythm of the lake, once predictable, is becoming increasingly dynamic. Unforgiving droughts, floods, and erratic rain patterns are reshaping livelihoods, threatening agricultural sustainability, water system, and the very fabric of the local community. From the hills of Nandi to the wetlands of Vihiga, communities are crafting their own responses. They are not waiting, they are leading from the front. These are stories of locally led adaptation, bottom-up solution out of local experience, owned by communities and sustained by local knowledge. Yet the people most affected by the rapidly varying climate impact, marginalized groups such as women, youth, the elderly, and people with disabilities remain on the edge of planning and financing decisions. In the Lake Region Economic Bloc, climate vulnerability is intertwined with inequality.
Women and young girls bear the biggest brunt when water sources dry up, but rarely do they get to the table during decision making and policy framing.
To adapt effectively, we must first listen to all local voices that understand the land, the varying seasons, and their unique struggle. Across the Lake Region Economic Bloc, communities are proving that local and mall action works. In Nyando Sub-County, women's cooperatives are building climate-resilient water systems. In Nyando, youth are restoring wetlands to protect fish breeding grounds. In Kisumu East, farmers are turning to drought-tolerant crops and solar-powered irrigation. But these local efforts remain fragmented, unreported, unfunded, and undervalued. Thus, for locally led adaptation to thrive, there is need to contextualize climate resilience into policy framing, development plans, and budgetary frameworks. A coordinated Lake Region Economic Bloc approach can transform climate challenges into opportunities for inclusive growth. Locally led adaptation in the Lake Region Economic Bloc is more than survival. It's about reclaiming agency, restoring dignity, and redefining resilience from the ground up.
My name is Frederick Odhiambo. I'm the Assistant Chief for Nyongonga sub-location. So if you look at this structure, it is a Mabati structure, and we resorted to this type of structure because this area is very prone to flood. So when we were building the earth or mud houses, they could easily be soaked and fall down. So we resorted to this because this is a bit stable. It is not affected by water. Just like I told you earlier that we are affected by two extremes. During flood, this area is affected by the by the flood, and during drought, it is also affected by drought. So this area thrives well during moderate rainfall. When we are receiving moderate rainfall, that's when we are likely to get bump harvest. Yeah, and currently, if you look at it, we had a dry spell. That's why you find the farms, the crops are stunted. They have got stunted growth. When it has flooded, they cannot actually inhabit the house, so they are relocated to evacuation centers. But the moment the flood subsided, then they are taken back, or they come back. They settle these particular houses. I think they only work on the floors, but the walling and the other things are just okay.
What we have been doing here, we were looking on how the climatic change has affected this area.
Because when the adaptation is led locally, resilience becomes a shared reality.